is up, Vindicators? This is not Shuffle. I love March 2017. Yes, that's right. Previous episode was gonna be last one, but I thought let's just do a little bit of extra here. We're gonna tank over some Draenei cards here. I don't think there's not that many I'm missing via the craftable cards. Even if I would make it into wild mode, actually, let's make it into wild here. Because I don't think there are that many. I don't think there really are any cards I'm missing for Paladin that has Draenei in them. Nope. Yeah. Wait, what expansion was? Whispers of the Old Gods. Okay, interesting. Yeah, not having Ragnar's the Light Lord is pretty bad as Paladin, but yeah. But Draenei card wise, the ones that are actually Draenei, if you would build a Draenei only deck, for example, like if you would try to build a full Draenei deck, like you cannot really do it nowadays, even with a wild active, there aren't enough Draenei cards. But for example, Noble Sacrifice is actually a Draenei. If you look really close, because you can see the tentacles they have on the side there, and they are trying to protect another Draenei, so that's Noble Sacrifice. So you can use 2 Noble Sacrifices if you're playing a Draenei only card. Repentance has what looks like a blood elf helping a Draenei female for some reason. I don't know exactly what that is, you know, why the... But I believe it's supposed to be that the blood elf is actually the Paladin and the man is helping the Draenei because she did something bad. She was kinky. She was a kinky Draenei. She needed a blood elf to help her. So yeah, you can play 2 Repentance. That counts as a Draenei card. Self of the is of course a real Draenei actually card, a real actually minion card. Don't worry about me, I'll just be here under these tentacles. Self of Zero, yeah. This of course works in a nowadays. You don't... Nothing scares me except mice. Nothing scares me except mice. Honestly, I cannot do the voice well. And then we have of course 2 other Peacekeepers. Just Draenei, you know, that's the classical Draenei Paladin card. What it says Draenei here, must forget for has no Draenei in it. Keep in mind that if there's a Draenei in it and there is something else in it, then it will count as a Draenei card. Because as I said, Repentance has both a Blood Elf in it and a Draenei, so that works. With Light in the Darkness, that's a human, yeah. 3 human on horses, or one of them was a dwarf, I think, but yeah. So you have to really pay attention to a lot of the cards, like a lot of people might miss certain things in the background on certain cards, so you really have to look if there is a Draenei on a card, because that means you can use it, for example. So yeah, if you would be like a Draenei only card, for example, Draenei only card, Draenei only deck, I mean. Let's see what else here. Holy Wrath you will be able to use, because that's clearly a Draenei on that, using his magic there. Come on, Molten Giant. Draw a card and deal damage equal to its cost. That was pretty popular during Classic, actually, Holy Wrath. Like, a lot of people didn't realize that Holy Wrath could actually be used. I mean, if you draw draw a card and deal damage equal to its cost. And here's the thing, like, if you will draw a Molten Giant, the Molten Giant is the more damage you've taken. So if you use Holy Wrath at 5 mana and you have taken very little damage, then your Molten Giant will be insanely expensive. You deal insane amount of damage with Holy Wrath, you know. I think it still can probably be active because people don't expect it, you know, so yeah. But yeah, like imagine like if there could be like a giant Paladin deck. What was that called? The thing with Warlock? Handlock, right? Which is because you have a lot of really big like black golems. You would run a lot of the different, or not golems but giants, but some of the giants are golems, so yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Solemn Vigil is of course a Draenei card from Blackrock Mountain. Standing Against Darkness is no Draenei in it. Nope. Then what else? that it's hard to tell what that is, but that's probably a human versus an orc. Mystery Challenger. Yeah, that must be a human. Yeah. Gram Steel Protector is cost a human and 2 Taurens there. That picture. Leon Hands is cost a Blood Elf. Or I believe it's actually supposed to be Leather and actually consider it's a red-haired Blood Elf. Grammatically awkward life saves here. So that's all the Paladin cards that are Draenei. Now if we go over all the cards here that have been since Wild. It's the Wild format here. I have it on crafting here, so you know. So yeah. Light Warden. That's awesome. Draenei. Shield Bearer. Obvious Draenei there. You know, obvious Draenei there. So yeah. And other than that, though, there aren't that many more Draenei cards, sadly, you know. There isn't that many really at all, you know. Really, to be honest. Flame Juggler is, of course, another Draenei, of course, that you can use. Keep that in mind. Let's see here. The next one, I believe, might actually be the Taunt one. Or the one that gives minions taunts. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because there's a really, really big lack of Draenei cards, sadly, you know. So that's how things are, you know. Nothing you can do about that, you know, to be honest. When was it when I ate today? I forgot already. Because I'm gonna have to go to bed really, really early. Because, I mean, I only slept for like 1 or 2 hours, maybe at most. When I went to bed, it was almost 11. It was 10:40 when I went to bed today. And then I only slept to 11 or 12. And I went up the previous day at 23,000. So yeah, it's really bad. So literally you would have to only remove 1 hour from that. And then you count in how long I've been awake. So since 23, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I went to bed almost at 11. Then slept to 12, so we won't count 12. 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've been up literally for 16 hours if you count at that point. Basically since I only slept 1 hour. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. At 20,000 I've been up for 20 hours basically. So yeah, that's a bit bad. Hopefully when I log into WoW, hopefully the slime will have spawned. Because I'm waiting for that. So yeah, let's skip forward here because I believe there are only really 2 more Draenei cards. Spawn on a sort that won't count as a Draenei even though it's an octopus because it's an old god thing, so it's not a Draenei, you know. Yeah, Defender of August, that's another Draenei. And I believe that's pretty much it. I'm pretty darn certain that's it. I'm pretty bloody certain that's it. There are no more like Draenei cards at all after that. Like no more Draenei cards at all. And that is also like I'm counting all the... Oh, that's a troll, okay. Sometimes it's a bit hard to see here on the ones that are like craftable. Bomb squad is from Vincent to Gaddison, okay, that's interesting to know. I'm pretty certain like no more cards are actually Draenei cards. Yeah, it seems that way. So there are not that many Draenei cards at all, which is a bit sad, you know. Which is a bit weird, really. Oh, Prince Malcazar, he is an Eredar. But you can still count him as being a Draenei, you know, so... You know, I would let that slide if someone makes a Draenei deck and they use Prince Malcazar in it, you know. All of that would add random legendaries. Which, you know... Which, you know, is a bit weird. So, yeah, there seems to be no other Draenei, really, to be honest. No other Draenei at all, which is, you know... a bit sad, you know, like why are there so few Draenei, you know. It is a bit weird. Considering Draenei are not exactly not popular. If that even makes sense, you're not popular. I'm really hoping for my classic path at some point that I'm going to be able to get Molten Giant costs 25. So imagine if you haven't taken any damage on turn 5. You will of course almost always have taken damage by turn 5. But if you manage to heal, for example, at turn 5, and then you play that the thing, what do you call it again? Because that Holy Rat, for example. Let's say you play the 5 mana, you have taken no damage. If that is the case, then that Molten Giant deals 25 damage, right? Yeah, 25 damage if you deal with the Molten Giant, then if you draw it via the Holy Shock. I mean, that's the most expensive giant. Arcane Giant costs 12, Clockwork Giant costs 12, Molten Giant costs 12 as well, so yeah. So if you have all the giants, that could be really, really pretty good, you know. So you could have 2 Arcane Giant, 2 Molten Giants, 2 Clockwork Giant, 2 Molten Giant. Mountain Giant, for example, if you draw that will still cost 12 damage with that, so that's pretty decent. Of course, both Deathwing and Deathwing Dragon Lord can be really powerful as a legendaries, because there is a trick you can kinda do with them. I'm just gonna remove the glasses here for a while. That's a bit weird. So the thing is that Deathwing, for example, let's say you're playing a priest, you have Deathwing in your deck, regardless of which one. I believe you can have both Deathwings in your deck because they are different cards, like Deathwing Dragon Lord and normal Deathwing, and then you like your priest, right? So, but then you want what's he called again? I forgot, he's from Karasan, right? Barnes. You run Barnes, right? You run Barnes at 4 mana. He has a summon a 1/1 copy of random in your deck. So it's a very, very small percentage, but if it happens, it happens. So the thing that can happen is, of course, that you that your Barnes draws the Deathwing, right? So then you have a 1/1 Deathwing, for example, on the board, and a lot of times, if they don't deal with it right away, like, let's say you're playing against aggro, and aggro won't really care if you have a 1/1 on the board. They won't generally kill it, you know, they will just skip it, you know. And like, even if you're a priest, you know, they're not gonna think like that Deathwing can do anything, you know. That Deathwing is not threat. And of course, if they deal with your Deathwing, then that's really bad. But let's say you bounce for 4 mana, summons the Deathwing, and then you wait, and your Deathwing manages to survive a turn, because your Deathwing is not going to be able to attack that turn, even if you will buff it. Then after that, you use a 0 mana silence on the Deathwing. The Deathwing is a 1/1 by at this point, but then you silence it, and then it becomes a 12/12 when you silence it. So that combo would then cost 0 mana. Like, this combo you will play the next turn. Like, the first Bones is 4 or 5 mana, right? I forgot which one, but yeah, you play Bones. He summons Deathwing if you're really super mega lucky. And then after that, the next turn, if he is able to survive, if he is able to survive the opponent's turn, when it's the next, like I said, you silence your mini Deathwing, the 1/1 Deathwing. He becomes a 12/12. Divine Spirit, he becomes a 24. Divine Spirit again, he becomes a 48. You have spent 4 mana at this point, since the silence costs 0. And then running a fire for 5 mana. He is now a 48/48 hit face win. Basically. That's like a really damaging thing that you can do, you know, for a very little mana cost. You could play that then all in like one combo, but you wouldn't be able to charge with the Deathwing, so you wouldn't be able to attack anyway, you know. Of course, you will also be able to purify, for example, as well. And that's gonna have to do it. I'm almost out of time, but I will see you all next time.